Welcome to Cosmic Comics. Today I'm going to be taking a look at the Lifestone Tree, which ties into the origin stories of well over a dozen characters within the Marvel Universe. All source material for this video is listed in the information section below. Thousands of years ago, the Kree discovered a stone of tremendous power on the planet Hala, within the city-state of Kree-Lar. The Supreme Intelligence states the stone was found on Kree-Lar, which is weird because as far as I know, Kree-Lar is a city and not a planet, but who am I to argue with the Supreme Intelligence? The stone they found was split in half, and in the process it unleashed the forces of order and chaos, killing thousands. The Kree called these halves Ki-Thai and Vi-Sha, or Alpha and Omega, with one half representing life and the other death. For reasons not explained, once the existence of these two stones was known, it drew the attention of many of the advanced races in our universe. A collection of races sent their scientists, along with their own artifacts of power, in hopes of finding the common link between them all. The link was that all of these artifacts were remnants of the previous universe that had survived the Big Bang, and if linked together, they could advance the evolutionary traits of all living things in the universe. It turns out that the artifacts in question had another tie that binds them together, the Hellfire Helix, which is something we know very little about within the Marvel Universe. In Rampaging Hulk, Volume 1, Issue number 4, the reader is told that the Hellfire Helix is an interdimensional nexus point in space, where all magics and energies pass. Wow, let's hope that Thanos never finds a way to tap into that. The Supreme Intelligence explains that the power of the Hellfire Helix is funneled through the Alpha and Omega stones into an array of smaller gems which manifest facets of the elements, the spirits, entropy, and creation, as well as the fundamental forces of the universe, which are listed here as earth, air, water, fire, life, death, anima, gravity, and more. We don't get to hear about any of the others because as the Supreme Intelligence is explaining, he is interrupted by Moonstone, who has just realized that the Moonstone she absorbed is one of the artifacts they are discussing. The scientists of various advanced races work together using these various stones to create the Lifestone Tree. There were at least 8 different species involved in this endeavor, and probably many more, but we only know of at least 5 of them: the Kree, the Skrull, the Shi'ar, the Badoon, and the Sleepwalkers. These species entered into an intergalactic pact that still holds to this day. They then used the Lifestone Tree to genetically re-engineer 8 champions to serve as evolutionary vanguards of their various species. These champions were then empowered with gemstones and tasked with patrolling and protecting the galaxy with the purpose of maintaining peace between the inhabited worlds. This group of 8 was called the Chosen 8 of Fate, and took on the name Guardians of the Galaxy, which is a bit of a misnomer as the species involved in this project are spread across more than one galaxy. The Chosen 8 of Fate protected the galaxy for over 200 years. 4 died in battle, 2 of old age, 1 retired, and I don't know where the 8th one is. If you know, please let me know in the comments section below. Once the Chosen were gone, galactic peace began to collapse, but the pact that formed this group still stands to this day. And if things get too out of hand in the universe, it will result in the enactment of the Guardian Protocols, under which species bound together under this pact agree to set their differences aside in order to defuse a common threat. This almost took place during the Phoenix Endsong event. Somehow, all of the Lifestones ended up back at Kree-Lar. At some point over 10,000 years ago, the Lifestones were taken away from Kree-Lar in order to prevent intergalactic pirates from stealing them. The plan failed when the ship they were on was attacked. Its warp drive imploded, creating a fissure into space. Parts of the ship and the shattered stones were scattered across the galaxy, with most slivers and fragments ending up on the various planets within our solar system. As time passed, various fragments were found by individuals, and it was discovered that they could access portions of the gem's powers. This then ties together many, if not all, of the various heroes and villains using various rocks as the source of their power, including the original Moonstone, Dr. Spectrum, Man-Wolf, Basilisk, Bloodstone, the Sphinx, Blue Diamond, and others. Now, I know some of you might be thinking, that's not how Dr. Spectrum got his power gem. Didn't it come from... Well, I'm not going to give up that story quite yet, but needless to say, I'm going to tie this story and that of the original Power Prism and Dr. Spectrum together in the next episode. Thanks for watching. Feel free to hit any of the buttons below. I'm out.